welcome back to the Page Employment Seaboard Security Game of the Week, the Hampden Academy Broncos and the Brewer Witches. That was the Hampden Academy band, led by band director Ben Aldridge. And there's quite a crowd gathering here at Hampden Academy. Take a quick look at the stats here. First, for Brewer, the visiting team, it's Ricky Adams, 1 for 4 for 15 yards. Rushing-wise, it's Burnham, 5 carries, 19 yards. Meeker, 2 carries, 11 yards. Adams, 2 carries for 7 yards. Tim Bush, 2 carries for 4 yards. And it's Kobe Hutchins with a rush for 16 yards. Receiving, Ryan Babin, 1 catch for 15 yards. For the Hampden Academy Broncos, Sean Smith, 1 for 3, 6 yards, but 2 interceptions. Kyle Ross, 21 carries, 123 yards, and a touchdown. So he's having a great game. Bob Seeger, 9 rushes, 46 yards. Sean Smith, 4 rushes for 11 yards. Number 5, Craig Sarnecki, he has a rush for 5 yards. And Justin Kelsey has a rush for 4 yards. Bob Seeger, 1 catch, 6 yards for Hampden Academy. But the big difference, that Kyle Ross touchdown, and what a game Mr. Ross has put together for himself today.
Well, anytime you rush, 143 yards here, I mean, that's usually a stat that you would have at the end of the game. I mean, he is having a phenomenal game, doing nothing but just misdirection plays, trying to freeze Brewer's linebackers a little bit, and their defensive ends having a little bit of a guessing game that's going on right now, and Hampden's definitely winning that.
So Kyle Ross, number 43, the senior, nickname is Ross Dog. He's played football for 6 years. He's playing fullback, halfback, and linebacker. Plays some basketball, baseball, as well as soccer. Obviously, he's not playing for soccer for the school this year. He enjoys lifting weights. He's going to college for optometry, which is something very rare. And this is the big part right here. He's going exactly how his favorite athlete, Jerome Bettis, the bus. You can see the same type of ground game there.
He is.
Bettis, one of those players that were one of the ones that wanted to always run over players, and here you see Ross, he's running players over, and
yeah,
no
and
sign of
he's
let
determined. We've seen a couple plays where he could have been wrapped up in a line of scrimmage, and he's just squaring the shoulders, and he's driving the legs. He is very determined. He's a very determined young man to get the extra yards and to get this win for Hampden tonight.
And the captains are meeting. It's going to be Brewer receiving the kick this time. So we're going to take a break. When we come back, it'll be the third quarter. The Brewer Witches, the Hampden Academy Broncos, homecoming weekend for Hampden. Hampden on top, 7-0. You're watching the Page Employment Seaboard Security High School Game of the Week.
At this time, we'd like to pause for a moment of silence before we begin the second half for a man that has put this whole video production together. His name is Mr. Bill Baxter. He was the co-founder of My Video Productions, very involved in the youth growing up, and our condolences are with Eric and Pam Baxter, who are the producers of this, and their families. So if we could please pause now for a moment of silence for Mr. Bill Baxter.
Welcome back to the Page Employment Seaboard Security Game of the Week, the Hampden Academy Broncos and the Brewer Witches. As you see, Brewer receiving the kick here.
Well, Kobe Hutchins on a great job that time, taking the ball on the 15-yard line and moving it up to the 36-yard line now. Great return of 26 yards. Brewer with pretty good field position here to start the second half.
So Rick Adams will bring on the Hampden, the Brewer Witches, excuse me, on offense here for Brewer. And we'll see if Brewer can get some points on the board. Trailing 7-0 here in the third quarter.
They're not doing a good, they are doing a great job of just ball controlling. They just need to get a few more yards per carry right now.
So Brewer coming to the line now. And there's going to be the handoff. Can't really see who that one was to, but
it's like Timmy Bush right up the middle that time.
And Bush getting up to about the 40. Looks like a gain of 3 yards on the play.
Great job that time by Hampden's. Linebackers coming up, making a stop that time. First guy that got him was number 40. That's Michael Judkins, a sophomore for Hampden, in on the play.
Now Adams back under center again, scanning the defense. He's going to hand it off to number 26 of Brewer. And I believe this might be the first time we've seen number 26 in there for Brewer.
No, that's number 26. That's Cameron Jameson. And he looks like he's going to be real close to picking up the first down. I don't have what age Mr. Judkins is in, but I believe he may be a freshman.
He is a freshman. He's the only freshman on this Hampden Academy team. 6 feet, 202 pounds. So a big freshman.
And they had a very successful junior high program. We always talk about, you can see when success breeds success. Their junior high team went undefeated last year here in Hampden.
And now Brewer looking at a 1st and 10 on the 47. Handoff to Hutchins. He's going to cross the 50, the 45, 40. He's got good speed, good open field speed there. Brought down around the 39, but that was a great burst of speed that you need to see. And
well, that's what they were looking for. They were doing a great job, as I said, of getting 2 or 3 yards of pickup, but they needed someone to step up, bring those big plays, and Hutchins just ran off 13 or 14 yards, and more importantly was the execution, cutting across the green that time and keeping his head up, running with the football.
Great carry there by Hutchins, and you haven't seen that burst of speed from Brewer until that play right there, so he could be something for Brewer to have.
Wonder if he got that from his father, Randy. Randy was a great football player down at Lawrence High School.
And Brewer's going to hand it off this time to number 36. And that's going to be Doug Nunn. So
different bunch of group of players getting in here now for the Witches, running the football here in the second half.
And I think Brewer's trying to just throw people in there, trying to see who can do it.
Well, he's probably trying to say who's going to step it up. Maybe he challenged these guys at halftime.
And Tim Bush coming in now for Brewer. So Brewer throwing multiple looks here at Hampden Academy, and looking at a 2nd and 10 from the 39 now. Adams going to give it to Bush. Bush, nice tackle there by number 53, Matt York, the senior, 6'1", 221 pounds from Hampden Academy. Great open field tackle.
Well, Matt York did nothing, just coming from his defensive tackle position, stunted right across, untouched, met him in the backfield for a loss, bringing up a 3rd and 10 now for Brewer.
Now Doug Naughton coming back into the game for Brewer, so Brewer putting a new running back in almost on every play here. Hutchins back in there as well for Brewer.
And you got to figure this may be a 2-down series here for the Witches.
3rd and 10, the handoff to Hutchins. He breaks another tackle up to the 30, brought down around the 29. So there's that speed factor again. He's going to be close to a first down.
Did a great job of, once again, going to the outside. That's where the play was designed, but it was kind of sealed. And did a great job cutting across the grain. Picking up the extra yards, going to bring up about a 4th and 2 now for Brewer.
4th down. And Brewer looking at some short yardage here. Be very interesting to see what they do. Could be Adams with a little sneak, or it could be a handoff to Bush. It is going to be the handoff to Bush. He's got a first down and more. Out to about the 17-yard line, maybe down around the 16. A good carry there by Tim Bush.
Yeah, and a saving tackle that time by Bobby Seegers. He comes up from a safety position, but Bush was determined. He carried Mr. Seeger for 3 or 4 yards.
And Bush coming off to the sidelines now. Be interesting to see what Brewer does here.
Maybe their philosophy in the second half was when they rotate the backs and keeping them fresh, maybe they want to keep Hampden's defense out there, just keep wearing them down.
Naughton in there at fullback, Hutchins in the backfield. So Bush is out again, and it's going to be Adams with a keeper. keeps it himself inside the 10, brought down around the 9 or 8 yard line. A good carry there by Rick Adams.
Brought down by Mike Butler for Hampden.
They're going to bring him down around the 10, I guess. 7-yard gain for Adams, and Naughton coming out, and here comes Bush. So I think this is working here. They one play, they're swapping them out, bringing in that freshness back.
Right now they're using 3 or 4 backs in there. They're mixing everybody up, keeping everybody fresh. And they've gone on a sustained drive. This started back at the 36-yard line.
Let's see what Brewer does this time. I'm saying probably hand off to Bush.
On the power I formation.
No, hand off to Hutchinson. And he's going to lose some yardage there as Hampden's defense picked it up and was there early.
They wanted to go to the outside. There was a little bit of Adams coming back, handing to Hutchinson. Didn't quite get the ball into his gut where he wanted to, and then that held Kobe up for a couple seconds. And anytime you hold one of the running backs up for a couple seconds, that gives the defensive line to do a great job of shooting the gaps and getting in there.
Craig Starnecki in there on the tackle, number 5 for Hampden Academy.
Bring up a 3rd and 9 with the ball on the 16. 7 minutes to go here in the 3rd quarter.
And Adams coming to the line to scan the defense. The handoff to Naughton. Naughton going to get hit and dropped.
Did a great job of opening the hole up that time, but the freshman there, Judkins for Hampden, did a nice job of coming up and filling the hole. Anytime you're a freshman, you're a 200-pounder. I'm sure the coach was pretty ecstatic to get him up here.
We want to thank some more of our sponsors. Page Employment, matching people to jobs since 1945. Need a job, no fees. Need employees, call Page 991-9615. Seaboard Security, providing uniformed security officers to main company since 1988. Security you can trust. And it looks like Tim Bush is going to attempt the field goal. Adams the holder. We could see a fake here. The kick is up, and the kick is good.
That was Dylan Fitzpatrick.
Excuse me, Fitzpatrick. That's right. Fitzpatrick does the kicking. So Brewer cuts it. A 4-point lead now, 7-3 with 6:10 to go here in the 3rd quarter. We're going to take a break. You're watching the Page Employment Seaboard Security High School Game of the Week.
When you have an important point to make, don't clutter up the ad with all sorts of extra information. If Page Employment doesn't charge workers a fee, then we should just say that. Page Employment doesn't charge workers a fee. No fee. There, we said it.
Jim Small Engines on Snow's Corner Road in Orrington has what you need when it comes to tackling yard work. Whether you're looking for expert service and repair from guys with more years of experience than they may care to admit, or if you're in the market for a new mower, snow blower, string trimmer, generator, or pressure washer, Jim Small Engines on Snow's Corner Road in Orrington is the right place to go. Call Jim Small Engines at 825-3527 or visit them on the web at jimsmallengines.com.
Welcome back to the Page Employment Seaboard Security High School Game of the Week. Brewer on the board with a field goal, a 28-yard field goal. And he had the distance to probably put that in from about 35, if not even further, by Dylan Fitzpatrick. And the kick's going to take a good bounce there. Fielded at the 20 by number 7 of Hampden Academy. That's Justin Kelsey. He gets it up to about the 25. Now, Kelsey's a tight end on this team.
Brought down by number 7. So 7 and 7 collide that time. Tristan Olmixer on the tackle.
And now, Brewers defense looking to have to step up big here. Also want to thank Quality Jewelers with new location at the Penobscot Plaza in Bangor for fine jewelry. Carefree Windows and Siding for your siding and window and roofing needs. Everyone at Carefree wishes you a successful football season. Bangor Optical, Mount Hope Avenue in Bangor, and check out their new office, the Eye Center Optical, located in the Weber Building by EMMC in Bangor.
Well, you speak of Devin Fitzpatrick there. Not only is he a very good football player, he's one of the instrumental guys on the hockey team that helped lead them into the Class B states last year.
And Hampden Academy, their first offensive possession here in the second half, and they're going to go right back to what worked earlier, the handoff to Ross.
Just a simple straight dive, right off tackle. Straight right on man-to-man blocking. They're going to see if they can just push the Witches back, and they did.
And if you're Brewer and Coach Farnham, you want this defense to get a stop. You want to get that Hampden defense back out there because you ran them and you got them tired.
Yeah, and what we saw is Coach Farnham was talking to the 4 backs, and he was hunting every time we go to a certain play that I'm going to call. He says, I want you guys rotating in and out all the time.
And it's going to be a handoff to Ross along the near side. A great job there. Number 8 for Brewer. And that's Jared Davis. He was there, and he slowed down the run of Ross. And once he slowed him down, the rest of the Brewer defenders were there and all ready to help bring him down.
Great job by the defensive backs that time for the Witches, as Adams and Davis that time came up and made a great defensive stance that time. They're going to force a 3rd and long 3 now for the Broncos.
So now Brewer, the defense picking it up big here. As their team starting to get into it now on the sidelines.
Yeah, you can hear Coach Farnham. He's hauling and clopping. He's trying to get these guys fired up.
Smith hands off to Ross. And Ross is going to be...
I believe this good second effort of plunging down, keeping the knees going is going to, and the legs drive, it's going to give him the first down, and it does.
And he dragged a defender there. Jared Davis had him wrapped up around the waist, but the legs kept turning there for Ross.
Yeah, square the shoulders, just keep on driving, and that's what he did for an extra 3 yards. And he gave the Broncos a first down in Brewer's territory.
And now Smith coming back up to the line here. He's got Seeger in the backfield. Smith is going to keep it himself. He's going to scramble along the far side, crosses the 50, up to about the 47 for being brought down there.
Brought down by number 7, once again, Tristan Olmixer. Brewer did a great job, even though they was going to run wide. They did a great job of spacing everything out and keeping the play going to the outside. They did not let them run north to south. They made them run east to west. Anytime the defense can stretch them out and do that, it's a great job.
And now Brewer. The defense here going to have to come up big. 2nd and 8 on the 47. 7-3 your score in favor of Hampden Academy. Smith hands it off to Ross. Ross crosses the 45, still turning those legs. Brought down at the 41, so a good carry there again by Kyle Ross.
Once again, Doug Nodden hit him right on the waist where he's supposed to and draw it down, but you've got to really wrap up against him because he's going to drag you for a good 2 or 3 yards every play. So they're going to have to really lay the shoulder pads into him and then drop down and wrap the legs up and put him down. If not, he's just going to drag him on.
We want to thank Jim Small Engines, from mowers to snow blowers and all your yard equipment needs. Snow's Corner Road in Orrington, sales and expert service. Smith, he's going to lunge forward, and he might be a yard short here for a first down. Not too often you see a quarterback sneak on 3rd down, but...
Well, Anthony No on the tackle that time for Brewer.
And we'll see what they do here. And they're going to measure it. And I also want to thank Bangor Canvas, covering all your canvas needs. The corner store where Gabby Price wishes everyone the best of luck. Northeastern Log Homes for quality log homes. In Edge Video, they have the edge on your video needs with a larger selection of new releases and hard-to-find videos. Locations in the Brewer Shopping Center and on State Street in downtown Bangor. It's going to be a first down for Hampden Academy. Also, high-quality DVDs of this game will be available. Call Eric Baxter at 991-9615. You are watching the Page Employment Seaboard Security High School Game of the Week. The Hampden Academy Broncos, the Brewer Witches. Adam Mahaney alongside Tim Kinney. And the pitch there is going to be to Seeger. Seeger along the far side. He's going to be brought down around the 44.
Well, once again, we talked about not letting Hampden run, north to south, let them run east to west, and that's what they did again. They stretched the play out that time. Brewer's number 8, Jared Davis, stretching the play out along with Timmy Bush and bringing him down, this time for a loss of 4 yards.
And also Tom Corbett, our excellent statistician today, giving us all the stats, keeping us up to date.
Yeah, thanks, Tony, keeping us in line here tonight. We really appreciate it. Extra set of hands definitely helps out in any situation, especially like this.
Handoff. It's going to be to Ross, and really, when you get into a situation like that where you've got 3 players pushing one way and 4 pushing the other way, come to a standstill.
Kind of like a tug of war here, but Brewer's doing a good job of gang tackling, and that's what they've got to do, especially against a big, rugged senior like Ross. I mean, he's not going to come down on the first hit. These kids know that the Brewer's going to win this football game and weigh him down. They're going to have to make contact, great form tackling, and then drop and wrap the arms around the knees to bring him down.
And I look at it this way. Brewer had the ball to start this quarter. They had it for 6 minutes and put up 3 points. Hampden's well on pace to have the ball for 6 minutes, and we'll see what they do. Smith is going to give it to Ross again. Ross has got a first down and more, the 20, the 10, 5, and he's taking it in for a touchdown for Hampden Academy.
Great play that time by Ross. He went right through the line, squared those shoulders, and you could just hear him popping shoulder pads all the way through. Got into the secondary, popped a couple more guys, and then he was off to the races for the last 18 yards, and he puts another 6 in the house for the Broncos.
So a great run there for Kyle Ross, who's having a phenomenal game today. Unbelievable performance by the senior. His last homecoming game, it was a must-win for Hampden Academy, and just look what he's done today.
Well, there's no question about it. I mean, he's with 143 yards, and Tom's adding them up right here as we go through, but I mean, there's no question in my mind, he'll definitely be in consideration for Player of the Week in the LTC as we get a false start here on Hampden. 183 yards so far here in the game with 1:22 to go in the third quarter.
He's, like you said, definitely player of the game consideration. I mean, he's had a phenomenal game.
Yeah, consideration player of the game, but also he'll be in consideration, I would definitely say, for player of the week in the LTC. He's great job tonight. You can't ask more from a kid like that. That's what senior leadership will bring to you, especially looking as they know they need this win to get into the playoffs. Both teams will probably go on the road, but it doesn't matter. When you make the playoffs, it's a whole new season.
And the kick is up, and the kick is good. So the penalty helped them. They missed the first kick, and this one he puts through. So 1:22 to go. It's 14-3 in favor of Hampden Academy. We're going to take a break. When we come back, we'll have more. You're watching the Page Employment Seaboard Security High School Game of the Week. Welcome back to the Page Employment Seaboard Security Game of the Week. The Hampden Academy Broncos, the Brewer Witches, 14-3 your score in favor of Hampden Academy, in a must-win game for Hampden. Homecoming weekend, the emotions are high for them, and they're playing well today. And that kick's going to go out of bounds, and we'll see where Brewer wants to take it. This is the second time this has happened.
Well, there's three scenarios you can, well, actually two that you really give them is you take there's three. Let me go back and let everybody know. When you kick the ball out of bounds, if the ball goes past the 35-yard line, then there's only two situations. You can have them re-kick with a 5-yard penalty or take the ball at the 35. The only other scenario would be if the ball went out up beyond the 35, then they, of course, would have the scenario of taking the ball where it went out and re-kick, and it looks like they're going to make them re-kick.
Always good to have the official up here in the booth
well,
to explain the rules.
I've had some good teachers over the years, especially with Ralph Dameron, who's a state interpreter that does our classes every Tuesday night, and Neil Waterman and Bruce Anderson and Andy Constantine. There's been a bunch of them, so I probably should thank them because they've helped me along the way, and I've really appreciated those senior veterans on our refereeing crew.
And Brewer took the penalty. They want Hampden to re-kick here. And back deep for Brewers, number 22, Delray Meeker, number 27, Bob Coombs, and number 10, Kobe Hutchins. And that kick's going to go, and it's going to be fielded by Hutchins at the 20. Crosses across the 30.
Got a seam.
35-40.
Loose football.
And the officials are going to say he was down.
Down by contact, and when the ball hits the ground, the ball cannot cause a fumble.
Great heads-up play, though, by Jared Davis of Brewer. He saw the fumble, and he still went down on it just in case, and he came away with it, so.
Well, Brewer's in great field position right here on the 43-yard line.
And we'll see what Rick Adams can do here for Brewer.
Well, now's the time the offensive line's got to step up. They've got to knock those holes open for Hutchins and Meeker and Bush to get in there. They've got to start getting 4, 5, 6 yards at a pop here.
If you're Brewer, you want to hurry up and try to score here. And it's Bush across the 50, the 45, and brought down at the 42-yard line.
Great move by Timmy Bush that time, went right up the middle.
There's some yellow on the field, and it's not the lines, it is some flags. We have a couple flags thrown on the field. One was thrown a little bit later. Face mask.
Let's see if it's an intentional or unintentional. I couldn't see what Mr. Heath was saying. Personal foul, grabbing the face mask. We don't know if it's a 5 or 15. And he's going to mark off 15. So that's a big wrap. That's a big penalty against Hampden. No, it was not an unintentional, but you got to give Bush credit. I mean, he busted through the line. That's when you could see he wanted that one. And he cut to the outside, made a great stutter step move, cut back to the inside. And then when he was tackled, the helmet was grasped for 15 yards, which was tacked on to the end of the run, putting Brewer inside the 30-yard line now.
And just like their last drive, Bush out, nodding in. And Adams is going to keep it himself along the near side. And he's going to get it up to about the 24-yard line. So gain of 3. Clock is still ticking here.
Met that time by number 53, Matt York. Looks like Adams wanted to freeze the defensive end that time, but the defensive end did a good job of stepping in and sealing him, forcing the play back inside. Adams didn't have nowhere to pitch the ball to the outside, so he had to tuck it in and run it up the middle.
Great night for football, clear skies.
But we have seen our breath for the first time tonight.
And the handoff is going to be to Bush. He gets it up to about the 18, so 5-yard gain there.
And he's tackled at time by number 50, Tyler
Furrow. And that's going to do it for the third quarter. We're going to head to the fourth. Brewer trailing 14-3 to Hampden Academy. You're watching the Page Employment Seaboard Security High School Game of the Week.
During our lifetime, priorities change, and we begin to seek out products that enhance our lives. We move and we grow and come to realize what's truly important. We begin to understand the value of our time and see the results of investing wisely. Priorities change, standards don't. Paradigm Windows of Portland, Maine. Windows solutions for life.
Available from Carefree Window and Siding Company. Call 989-4260.
Northeastern Log Home's 4-star promise: to design the dream home that's perfect for you and your family, to ensure your home will be built with materials of the highest quality and durability and offered at a fair price, to deliver a complete easy build package with more of what you need, like Anderson windows, Owens Corning shingles, and Morgan doors, to provide factory direct expert assistance every step of the way for as long as you own your home.
Come visit us in Kenduskeag and we'll help build your dreams with our experience.